வெல்கம் டு அவர் சேனல் பி சிம்பிள். இதுவரை நம்ம சேனலை சப்ஸ்கிரைப் பண்ணாதவங்க சப்ஸ்கிரைப் பண்ணுங்க. மறக்காம பக்கத்தில் இருக்கிற பெல் ஐக்கானை கிளிக் பண்ணுங்க.
UNIT-4 poem Macavity, The Mystery Cat. Based on your understanding of the poem, answer the following questions in a sentence or two. 1. What is Macavity's nickname? Macavity's nickname is Hidden Paw. 2. Why is the flying squad frustrated? When the flying squad reaches the scene of crime, they could not find Macavity, so it is frustrated. 3. Which law does Macavity break? Macavity breaks the human law. 4. What makes the fakir stare in wonder? Macavity's power of levitation makes the fakir stare in wonder. 5. Describe Macavity's appearance. Macavity is tall and thin and its eyes are sunken. 6. Where can you encounter Macavity? We can encounter Macavity in a by-street and in the square. 7. Why does the poet say Macavity is outwardly respectable? Macavity is always preoccupied with some serious thoughts. His coat is dusty and his whiskers are unkempt. 8. Who does the Secret Service suspect when a loss is reported? The Secret Service suspects Macavity when a loss is reported. 9. What is Macavity expected to be doing after committing a crime? He is expected to be relaxing happily or doing difficult division sums. 10. Mention any two qualities of Macavity. Macavity breaks all human laws, it has power of levitation, and it escapes from the scene of crime immediately. 11. Which two characters does the poet refer to as examples of wicked cats? The poet refers to Mungajerry and Griddlebone as examples of wicked cats which are mentioned in the poet's book Old Possum's Book of Practical Cats. 12. Why is Macavity called the Napoleon of Crime? Macavity is responsible for all the crimes that happen in its place, so it is called Napoleon of Crime, which means leader of criminals. Read the given lines and answer the questions that follow. 1. Macavity's a misty cat, he's called the Hidden Paw. A. Does the poet talk about a real cat? In the poem it seems that he talks about a real cat, but he may mean a skilled and mysterious thief. B. Why is he called a hidden paw? He is called a hidden paw because he is always hidden from the Scotland Yard and flying squad. He's a bafflement of Scotland Yard, flying squad's despair for when they reach the scene of crime, Macavity's not there. A. What Scotland Yard? Scotland Yard is the headquarters of London Metropolitan Police Service. Here it means the police headquarters of London. B. Why does the flying squad feel disappointed? The flying squad is disappointed because when they reach the spot of crime, Macavity will never be there, so they cannot arrest him. 3. He sways his head from side to side with the movements like a snake, and when you think he's half asleep he's always wide awake. A. Explain the comparison made here. Macavity's movement of his head is compared to the movement of a snake, moving its head from left to right and right to left. B. What does he pretend to do? He pretends to sleep. 4. He's a fiend in feline shape, a monster of depravity. A. How is the cat described in this line? The cat is a demon in the shape of a cat, and it is full of evil qualities. B. Explain the phrase monster of depravity. Monster means huge and depravity means evil quality. So it means the cat is full of evil qualities. 5. And his footprints are not found in any file of Scotland Yard's. A. What seems to be a challenge for the Scotland Yard? To find an evidence for Macavity's crime is a challenge for the Scotland Yard. B. Why do they need his footprints? They need his footprints as an evidence to arrest him. 6. It must have been Macavity. But he's a mile away. A. What is Macavity blamed for? Macavity is blamed for a theft. B. Where is he? He is 1 mile away from the spot of crime. 7. There never was a cat of such deceitfulness and suavity. A. Which cat is talked of here? Macavity is the cat which is talked of here. B. How is he different from the rest? In deceitfulness and confidence this cat is different from the rest. This is the most deceitful and confident cat. Explain the following lines with reference to the context. 1. His power of levitation would make fakir stare a reference. This line is taken from Macavity, the Mysterious Cat, written by T.S. Eliot. Context. The poet wants to say that Macavity has some extraordinary powers. Explanation. He describes a notorious cat which cannot be arrested by the police. It breaks the human laws and law of gravity. It has the power of levitation, that is, flying above. This power makes a holy man who has the power levitate wonder at the cat. 2. And when you think he's half asleep, always wide awake. Reference. This line is taken from Macavity, the Mysterious Cat, written by T.S. Eliot. Context. The poet wants to emphasize that Macavity is cunning. Explanation. He describes about a notorious cat which cannot be arrested by the police. The cat is tall and thin and its eyes are sunken. It moves its head from one side to the other like a snake. It is a deceitful cat and it pretends to be sleeping. When we think that it is half asleep, it will be fully awake. 3. And his footprints are found in any file of Scotland Yard's. Reference. This line is taken from Macavity, the Mysterious Cat, written by T.S. Eliot. Context. The poet says that Macavity has a way to cheat even Scotland Yard, the London detective agency. Explanation. He describes a notorious cat which cannot be arrested by the police. It is such an elusive cat that the police could not catch it, though they're sure that Macavity is the criminal. It does not leave any evidence of its presence in the spot of crime. The Scotland Yard police never finds any proof of Macavity's criminal activities. 4. There may be a scrap of paper in the hall or the stairs. Reference. This line is taken from Macavity, The Mysterious Cat, written by T.S. Eliot. Context. The poet describes Macavity's appearance. Explanation. He describes a notorious cat which cannot be arrested by the police. The poet wants to make it clear that even if the police find some small evidence like scrap of paper in the spot of crime, it is not possible to arrest him. It is useless to try to catch Macavity, because he will not be found in that pause. 5. He always has an alibi, and one or two to spare. A reference. This line is taken from Macavity, The Mysterious Cat, written by T.S. Eliot. Context. The poet wants to say that Macavity has its own way of escaping from the crime he commits. Explanation. He describes a notorious cat which cannot be arrested by the police. Macavity has its own way of escaping from the place of crime. He always has an alibi when he commits a crime. Alibi means a claim that one was elsewhere when a crime was committed. Macavity is good at providing an alibi and has some more alibis in store. Eliot has used many figures of speech to present the poem to the readers in an interesting way. He has attributed human qualities to a cat in this poem. 1. Identify the literary devices used in the following lines. A. He sways his head from side to side with movements like a snake. Simile. B. They say he cheats at cards. Parenthetical brackets. 2. Give 4 instances where the poet has used alliteration in this poem. Macavity is a mystery cat. He's called the hidden paw. Macavity's ginger cat hair's tall and thin. His brow is deeply lined with thought, his head is highly domed, for his feet in feline shape, a monster of depravity. 3. What is the rhyme scheme used in the poem? Ab. Paragraph. T. S. Eliot was an essayist, critic, playwright and poet of 20th century. T. S. Eliot, in his poem Macavity, the mystery cat, describes the mysterious qualities of a cat of villainous character. Macavity is tall and thin cat who is always up to some crime. He is too clever to leave any evidence of his guilt. He is an enigma to every detective agency in the world, including Scotland Yard and Flying Squad, who are specialized in investigating crime. There is never enough proof to arrest him, and he is a mile away from all crime spots. Not only does he break the human law, but also breaks the law of gravity. His brows are deeply lining as a result of continuous planning of crime. Macavity has sunken eyes, and his head is highly domed. He never combs his whiskers. His movements resemble those of a snake. He spends his time plotting for his criminal acts and planning how to carry them out. The poem accuses Macavity of misbehavior, such as stealing milk, but also holds him responsible for major crimes. He is referred to as a fiend in feline shape. He has been suspected of vandalism, theft, cheating at cards, and spying. He has also controlled an organized crime with Mungajerry, Rumpelteazer and Griddlebone among the members. Simplified Paragraph. Macavity is a mysterious cat who confuses the Scotland Yard and the Flying Squad. Hidden Paw is the nickname of Macavity. He steals the jewel case, drinks milk secretly and tears the toy dog. He is never caught and fools the Scotland Yard and the Flying Squad. As he controls all other wicked cats' operations, he is called the Napoleon of Crime.
Thank you for watching. இந்த வீடியோவை பற்றின உங்களோட கருத்துக்களை கமெண்டில் சொல்லுங்கள். இதுவரை நம்ம சேனலை சப்ஸ்கிரைப் பண்ணாதவங்க மறக்காமல் சப்ஸ்கிரைப் பண்ணுங்கள், லைக் பண்ணுங்கள், ஷேர் பண்ணுங்கள்.